Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to Stellaris, Children of Adam. Alright, so last episode we continued the...
After our space
Come on game, don't talk over me. We continued the kleptomaniac rats, until of course it spawned a little drake on us. So basically, the long and short of it is the glow here is going to be in a permanent state of being spawn camped until I deal with that thing, and I am not able to do that. Not for a while here, I think. Surveyor, sure. Let's turn that back on. And at Sassine 1, we got extra Sasada research. Beautiful. I love that relic. That relic is quite useful. Alright, let's go and continue the star basing up here, and we'll eventually send someone to Sassine to get that Sasada research. Alright, so now I don't think I need to send Marty's fleet over there. Like, there's just no reason. So what I'm going to continue to do, not that I have a whole lot of influence to do it, is to push the Lacheks into a early grave. I think what I'm going to end up doing is actually demanding vassalization. And for me to be able to do that, I need to be superior in strength to them. So, the long and short, I will be adding ships to my fleet in order to become superior. That's basically how I have to do it.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Alright, we got research complexes researched. Let's go with better sensors. They will help our ships hit things.
Construction complete.
And this science ship has no orders. Alright, the Caravaneers want to franchise something or another. What did I just agree to? Oh, no, I actually don't want you. I take that back. Sorry, I wasn't sure what I was agreeing to. And apparently it was that I would allow them to integrate with my population. Now, I do plan on doing a bit of that, but they have to be the right targets. And I don't think the Caravaneers were the right targets. Other empires, perhaps, but not the Caravaneers. Alright, Mr. Marty, what I'm going to have you do is hang out at this Turbano station. I'm going to turn this station into a crew quarters, so it's a little bit cheaper to house you. And then I'm going to build up that fleet so that the Lacheks becomes inferior to us. Which means ramping up a military dramatically. So let's go, pause just for a moment, go to ship designer. Alright, so we have these Electron class ships. Let's see if there's anything we want to do to them. No, they're still top of the line. I don't really see any... Oh, yeah, there's the Hyperdrive 3s. And if we're doing Hyperdrive 3s over there, the Curies here need Hyperdrive 3s as well to match. But that does cause the ships to not have enough power. So we're going to switch from 2 shields, 1 armor to 2 armor, 1 shields. Now they have enough power. Marty's fleet, you're going to go upgrade to the new designs. And we'll get that underway.
Construction complete. The non-believers are fighting amongst themselves.
More enemies fighting amongst themselves, that works for me. Alright, so I do believe that, oh yeah, we have a little bit of piracy at Ezio and Wegmore. And that's partially because Adam here does not have trade lane protection for them. So what we can do is at Farum, we could add trade lane protection, we could add a few hangar hubs, hangar bays, and 2 more hangar bays will cover these 2 spots quite nicely. And that's what I'll do. We just got our Sasada research done. I actually don't even know what we just researched. Let's take a look. We researched Sacred Nexus. Alright, that's a higher quality temple. Next up, leader lifespan. We have a lot of old leaders. Let's try to keep them alive a little bit longer. Now, at the temples that we have, let's upgrade these temples once we're capable. They do require a planetary capital, which means that only planets with 40 people or more, which is to say basically none but our capital, will be able to afford it. The Glow has 18, Curie has 28, Cromwell has 6,
complete.
and Ubaria has 33, but is depopulating purposefully, because it's full of heretics. Alright, so I just bought a bunch of alloys, and they immediately went to waste elsewhere. So, some people were confused why I didn't agree to this the last time they asked. I'm granted 200 rare crystals in exchange for 2 pops. So, the issue here is you don't get to choose what populations. So, I'll agree to it this time, but let's see. We have 33 people on Ubaria. I say a deal. And, yeah, they didn't take anyone from Ubaria. They didn't take anyone at all. Where'd they take it from? Took it both from Curie, I think. We had 28, now we have 26. So all I really did was depopulate my own planets for a paltry 200 crystals. Honestly, not worth it. Because 2 crystals is just barely any money at all. I don't actually need the crystals themselves at the moment either. So sometimes I like to demonstrate why I didn't do something, and in this case, yes, I didn't do it because you don't get to choose. Alright, so I am getting some pirates here at Auxiliary, or whatever it is. Our piracy went unchecked for too long. So I'm just going to send Marty's fleet down there to keep it, to suppress it the way it should be. And soon Faram's Starhold will be able to cover that trade lane with protection. Poor Glow. Being totally spawn-camped by this dragon. There's nothing I could do about that until I'm able to actually kill that dragon. There's no paying off a dragon, you know? But, yeah, these things happen. Alright, this scientist has nothing to do. So, the research assistance is nice to assist research at worlds that actually generate science. So let me see. At the Glow, we can't have research assistance because it's being spawn-camped. Curie does not have any research production at all. You can see the research production down here. So the Glow is producing considerable amounts of it. Megaton also producing considerable amounts. But none of my other colonies. Cromwell is producing... Oh, yeah. Alright, so Cromwell. Let's send that scientist to Cromwell. Cromwell's producing a teeny bit of science, but that gives that researcher at least something to do. Now, if I can save up enough, which is doubtful, because I always find things to spend my money on, I'll also be able to terraform some of the worlds that I have available to me. Specifically, the one at Cromwell, 25 size, is pretty awesome. Alright, Sooth. You are going to be just another Anchorage station. I raided that pirate base, and now I'm killing off the pirates that were there. Alright, let's go upgrade this fleet. Now that the pirates are killed off, and soon, as I said, Faram will cover this trade lane. Just having my ships stationed here temporarily will reduce the amount of piracy to lower the chance for me to get a pirate fleet. But that's sort of the way piracy works now. It didn't work that way for a very, very, very long time, but that's how it works now. And I think it's nice. So what I'm doing here is I am upgrading this research lab to research complex, and then I'm going to demolish the old research lab, or at least disable it. No, I'll probably demolish it. And that will help my empire sprawl. Probably a drop in the bucket, but at least it's progress. Now, one other thing I could do with Marty's fleet as I gear up for war... Oh, they're, yeah, they are now properly inferior to us.
Transmission.
I don't exactly know what I did, but it works for me. So demanding vassalization does require them to be at peace. So at the moment, they are currently fighting the Alvanians up here. I have no idea how they even have territorial access to one another. So for me to subjugate them, I would need to wait for their war to end. Alternatively, there are other neighbors that I could subjugate. So these guys are also in said war. What about south? What about you? Oh, yeah, you guys, I can't because... Oops, wrong empire.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Demand tribute.
Our
Well, we're
ships
equivalent.
have been
That's the
improved.
first issue. Alright, so trade deal just came in. Someone that wants to grovel and pay me free monies. They're trying to fatten me up for some sort of trade deal that I'm going to reject. Let's go and get the artificial moral codes, and that will help reduce crime. And this whole fleet now has the Hyperdrive 3s installed. That's a lovely, lovely addition. So let's go and
Construction complete.
sell some minerals, buy some alloys, and crank out one ship. Oh boy. What I probably need to do is start processing the my minerals into alloys myself. And that way I can more effectively construct ships. Oh, the surveyor just surveyed something else that I didn't even ask it to do. That's interesting. It's definitely not complaining. As long as it doesn't backfire on me.
Construction complete.
Alright, Ferrum is all set. I'm going to use the alloys that I just built up for other things, sadly. It's just the way it is. Working on my economy, you know how it is. The economy struggle. Alright, so if I want to start processing my alloys properly, I need to repurpose some jobs from... Yeah, I'm going to repurpose some jobs at my home from Research Complex. Basically, we're going to shut down a lot of the agricultural districts and kick the agriculture over somewhere else. Maybe to Cromwell, but Cromwell has a big boost to minerals, so it might not be best to do it over there. I also have some sort of deficit of exotic gases, so let's buy a little to keep us running. Man, I'm really selling everything to balance the bank. Not good in the long run.
Us new wisdom.
In the short run, it's fine. We got better sensors. Let's go for... maybe UV lasers. My consumer goods are really being consumed quickly.
Complete.
Now, there's ways to deal with this. Let's see. Huh. The ancient caretakers are giving me planetary shields.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Okay, they're probably gonna ask for something, but I was gonna show you how to deal with the lack of consumer goods. So one way to do this is the trade policy. So trade earns us right now energy credits, and what I could do is trade earns us half the energy credits, but a little bit of trade goods as a result. or marketplace of ideas. Right now I'm going to do... Actually, I'm going to do marketplace of ideas. I was going to help to get more consumer goods, but I can just manufacture them. So I need a... somewhere that does not have... Let's see, glow here. Motes. I also need gases. Alright, gas extraction well will be at the glow. The glow has a lot of rare resources. I guess that makes sense. Even from a role-playing standpoint, which is kind of cool, if you ask me. I'm aware, thank you, that I have a low stockpile of... You name it, it's low. Now, once I start subjugating my neighbors, my economy will bounce back. I will very, very quickly be making oodles and oodles of monies. So I'm not worried about some of the short-term deficits that I'm running, because in the long term I'll be just fine. Which is why I'm sort of laissez-faire about all of this.
Construction complete.
Alright, so Megaton now has the additional alloy
complete.
forge. That uses up some of my minerals to make alloys. So my alloy income is up a bit.
Construction complete.
The Latch X is now no longer a valid target for rivalry. No, it is actually. I'm trying to wait these guys out so that I can declare some sort of rivalry here. And do a subjugation war, but the opportunities are just simply not presenting itself just yet. They will in due time. Patience. I just need patience. Now, if I had a crazy amount of alloys, which I'm never going to be able to amass the amount that is required, I could additionally rebuild that ring world, which would be incredible. So, the current war, let's see, this current war is
Construction
between the
complete.
Latchex and the Stellar Compact, which is just west of them, and the Triac Industries, which is... Where is Triac? Down here. I don't know why they got in the war. They must have a non-aggression pact or a defensive pact or something. So I'm hoping for that war to finish up. Compared to these guys are not going to be subjugatable in the near
spirits have granted
future.
us new wisdom. Construction complete.
Because they're not inferior yet. Definitely go for antimatter reactor. Alright, so Ferrum now has plenty of trade lane protection for this whole eastern block here. I don't need to worry about that at all, which is great. I have a cruiser that just rolled off the line. Gonna head to Marty's Armada. I know I have a huge, massive deficit here. Not a good position to be in, so I will try to balance these out soon. Right now I'm just gonna put a band-aid on the problem and buy up resources to keep me solvent. Another thing I could do is things like farming subsidies. Using up my influence, but I'm going to use my influence for unity instead.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Alright. Psionic Theory. That's exactly what I want. Perfect. So, the spiritualists in my group really would like me to go down the Psionic path, and that is the start to the Psionic path. If you're curious, if you look at Ascension perks here, the Transcendence and Mind Over Matter are the two Ascension perks that I need, and Mind Over Matters requires Psionic Theory, which I'm now currently investing my research in, which is awesome. There is really Everybody is at war with everybody else, which means it's really difficult to subjugate anyone. Because everybody is at war. All of my potential neighbors are battling each other. That doesn't make it easy. Alright, the glow. You are going to need some housing. Megaton's going to need housing sooner or later. The surveyor can be activated. It's been doing wonders for us so far, so I would very much like to activate it. I don't love parting with my living metal, but we're not using it yet. And all we're doing is we're just literally improving the worlds that we own. It's pretty phenomenal. So I'm just going to keep investing and using that as much as I can. Because it is great. Alright, new tradition available. Let's see. Governor cap increased. Enforcers reduce crime. Yeah, let's work on enforcers reduce crime. So, that means Ubaria has more stability as a result, because we do have some enforcers that are currently employed here. Oh no, we really don't. Right now, no, we probably will never actually have that. So let me just disable or downgrade, demolish. Yeah, let me just demolish that. No one was even being employed there. I'm going to speed time up, just sort of waiting for someone to stop being at war.
Construction complete.
It'll also give me a chance to let my own colonies expand and grow, which can support my economy and my fleets and all that. Alright, so I did mention that Cromwell is going to be... Now, Cromwell's a really bad choice for that. Curie. If I want Curie to be my new food world, one of the farms is locked up. Honestly, my home world could just be a food world too. That wouldn't be a terrible investment. These guys are offering us a caravan destroyer. Nope. Get lost, dude. I don't need your caravan destroyers. Alright, this fleet is getting itchy, so I'm going to send them over to Lethoros. It's going to totally mash up my fleet, because there's 12 destroyers that are quite powerful there, but at least it'll be a good use of my ships while they wait for opportunities to arise.
Complete.
Alright, Cromwell, you need some housing. Well, actually, let's just build mining for now. I'm repurposing our workers here from clerics or clerks rather, and technicians to farmers to fix our food shortage.
Construction complete.
Which means I'm going to have a little bit of an energy
complete.
crisis briefly. Very briefly. While we retool. Now we're down to 24 undesirables here. It does take a long time to get rid of them. That I won't lie about. Alright, I don't have the money to extend the science deal, and I'm really not going to be able to scratch up that kind of cash. So, I'm just going to turn them down.
Complete.
As you can see, my consumer goods running up yet again. The problem is I just don't have a lot of people that I can retool their employment.
Construction complete.
I'm definitely making minerals everywhere in this galaxy much cheaper. Taking a look. Alright, I think I've expanded everywhere I possibly can. But where's my secondary scientist? I'm going to send them over to Lathoros in case I do win this fight. It's possible that I win. It's actually not even that unlikely. Alright, at Megaton, let's... try to move some jobs around so that we're not hurting so bad for energy credits or food. In fact, I'll put that generator district back. I probably shouldn't have even broke it down. Alright, so this is a forbidden system. Let's fix that. And send our fleet in. And I'll definitely slow down time to watch this one. Monthly Unity is done. That is awesome. Alright, I want to get selective defoliants to clear some tile blockers. And then, with this Ascension perk, let's get Mind Over Matter. The initial stage towards psionics. So, as this is saying, some of the populations are finding that they have some latent psionic abilities. That's sort of the long and short of it. So if I look at my leaders... yeah. Alright, cool. None of them have any sort of psionics. But some of my populations will. So, as a species, latent psionics... What this will do is it will increase the research I get and the energy credits I get, which is very helpful. And it's sort of an offshoot of the species as a result. Set rights. You guys, I really would like for you to go leave faster. So the rights for my new psionics, let's see, decent conditions. If I really was hurting for... I'm going to lower it to decent conditions because I'm hurting for consumer goods, and that's one way to temporarily patch the problem, is basically don't have them consume as many goods.
Heretic fleet engaged.
Alright, so this is... Oh, man, really? Right as I engage the fleet? I was about to say this is important because the Atheli cult just made peace, which means that these neighbors up here, I'm going to start to demand vassalization. They're going to decline vassalization, but then what's going to end up happening is I will be able to go to war with them, a war of subjugation, to make them, force them. You know, I actually don't want them to be a vassal. I want them to be a tribute. So, demand tribute. Let's do that instead. But here's the fight that I promised you, and I'll slow down time. Now, we're outgunned according to the fleet power calculator. And we'll see if that remains to be true. Basically, we are attacking these alien vessels, of which I have very little knowledge of. Alright, so they declined tribute. That's no surprise at all. And,
Incoming transmission.
someone wants a defensive pact? Nope. As I sort of suspected, I am a little bit low-key getting my butt kicked, so I'm going to flee. I'm going to pop up at Trabano, and that will allow me to go against the Lachics soon. So I'm going to get some cruisers with the remaining alloys that I have, and sell off really any excess resources I can spare everywhere in every sector, and pile on the ships as much as I can to create a little bit of a splash. The Wolf Brigade is going to head to Drabano as well. And then once Marty's fleet reemerges, we'll have Marty and Wolf head north to the Lachics, and we'll make them a tribute, which will really help balance our economy. Nothing like
The
a good old conquer,
non-believers are
right?
fighting amongst themselves.
And this will allow me to do a tribute war. Once I'm ready. Alright, so these vessels here, we definitely brought them down a notch. And not a terrible cost. I lost ships for sure, but I thought I was going to lose some more, to be purely honest. And we didn't. I kept a bunch. Because I fled. Alright, doing a little checkup on the planets. We're good here. So the selective defoliants will allow me to add a generator district here. I actually needed the other tile blocker, which was the ocean ecology management, to be able to add stuff to the glow. So I'm going to have to think about that in terms of food production soon. Because we are running low. As my population expands, the demand for food increases, and I don't really have a good farm world to be able to support the people I have.
Us new wisdom.
So that's the wrong tile blocker, researched. Psionic Army would be nice, but I'm probably going to invest in my society right now. Which would be maybe interstellar campaigns. I'm actually going to go for the ground defensive planning because it's a cheap one, and that will maybe unlock other research possibilities that are more lucrative and more interesting. Sometimes when there's no good option, just choosing the quickest one that will just get it out of the way, you know, is the route I go. Alright, so at Curie, let's get rid of the dense jungle.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
We got... Ooh. Let's go for 0 point. That is the best possible reactor that you can normally research. There is... You can get better ones, but they're special circumstance reactors. So we're going to reinforce Marty's fleet, and I might need a re-demand tribute from these guys, depending, because it only gives us the cause for war for about a year when we demand tribute. But then those Lachics going to be my tributes. No mercy. No, I don't need 2 construction ships sitting there. And this spare... Okay, yep. I'm losing my cause for war now. As I sort of suspected would be the case. There it is. But I can just redo it. Corrupt administration on Ubaria. Yeah, there's a lot of crime there. Because it's basically a penal colony. Alright, let's speed time up. Keep an eye on my colonies.
Construction complete.
Okay, so we have the tile blocker cleared. That's cool. At Megaton, let's go encourage population growth. Leaves us with very little food, but it's a sacrifice.
Construction complete.
So the cruisers are rendezvousing with the rest of my fleet. Then I'll re-demand tribute and then go to war. Oh, so here is some nice research. I'm going to do I'm going to do ocean ecology management for that tile blocker. That will help solve some of my food problems. As much as I want to do the other one. As you see, I have low stockpile everywhere. Yep, I know.
Construction complete.
Okay, we almost have the last reinforcements coming. So here is the last cruiser that's heading on over, and then it's wartime. Just keeping an eye on all the jobs I got going. I think we're good. And this cruiser really could not be any slower. Let's queue up so that my army follows the navy. And the navy will sit...
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Actually, we'll go to Jurassics before we declare war. Alright, so there is our ocean colony management. A really huge one for me would be the Galactic Administration, opening up another civic slot. So, Curie, let's go clear that tile blocker that is preventing us from having yet another farm. Oh, I am... What did I just do? Low colony automation stockpile. Oops. I didn't mean to turn that automated on. Automation off. What I meant is the designation I should be able to choose. So I'd like this to be an agri-world. So now it's going to be producing more food out of it. Sometimes it just automatically generates, but you can force it to. Mr. Surveyor, yes, I will turn you on. Alright, so there's some trade value at Jurassics. That's going to be hard to utilize, but I'm up for the challenge eventually. I do have one spare starbase, and the problem is actually, that's never going to be useful. I can't send trade goods through enemy territory. We got Mega Engineering. Very cool. Let's go with, well, the Improved Strikecraft will just take 1 month.
Have granted us
so we're done with that.
Wisdom.
Let's go with additional housing. We got a new tradition. Let's do workplace motivators, which reduces the output, resource output from, not reduce, increase, by workers and slaves by 5%, which is great. That means that everybody that is in the worker tier, you know, farmers, technicians, clerks, they all have increased work output, which is going to be very, very useful. Alright, so the cruiser just merged right now. So, you better not be in a war. Yep, you have a bunch of rivals, but I'm going to demand tribute. Alright, they're rejecting. And then I'm going to declare a war of making you a tributary.
The crusade of the righteous begins.
And let's go. So, the best way to do this, for me, or for really any tribute war, is to go after population centers. That is where you hurt the most. The Atheli opened up their borders to me for some reason. They like that I went to war with them, I'm guessing. Oh no, this is a teeny little rebel cult that is, okay. Yeah, I don't need to worry about that. Let's just get rid of all these. Alright, my consumer goods, I'm going to get rid of the... Or not get rid of the warning, but I'm going to buy some so I'm not so low. Alright, Megaton here is running low on housing. I'm going to... I'll wait until I really, really need it. Me conquering territories just looks like this until I actually hit a fleet or a station. It's just me launching a whole lot of missiles at one teeny little starport, and it just goes kaput. Now, this next place, they have a proper station here, so it's going to take a little bit more force, but not that much. We should sweep these guys up pretty fast, is I guess what I'm saying. Because even when they have a little star base here, I better cut through this pretty quick. And one of the advantages of this fleet is every single one of them have regenerative hull tissue. So without having to sit and repair anywhere, they will very slowly, but they will passively heal. Which means the armor and the hull points that I'm missing, I will get back over time. It's slow. It's quite slow. But it's non-zero, which is nice. As you can see, it's going up. And I got that from basically analyzing the husks of dead amoeba that I've killed. Pretty metal. Getting better armor by analyzing the dead bodies of organic enemies I've murdered. Now, while I'm in this war, I still have to manage my home. So, Curie here, we got rid of that tile blocker, so we're definitely going to make additional farms. No doubt about that. And this fleet is now heading to their capital. So they have a rather... Oh, their fleet is coming to me. So actually, let me... Yep, they're coming my way, so I'm going to queue up for a fight.
Beset by enemies.
They also have a second fleet at Pash. So they split two fleets up. I'm about to hit one of their main fleets. Basically what's happening here is I'm at war with two different people because they had a defensive pact. So I'm about to crush one of their fleets, but their other fleet is going to run through my territory a bit. I'll do my best to conquer this one and then get back to the other one. So they got some destroyers destroyed. 2 of them so far. 3 of them. But I definitely have the upper hand here. 4. Let's see what I could do. Let's not wait to replace. Let's just replace already. 5, 6. Fortunately, I have somewhat of an economy to support this war. Most wars here are not won within one big fleet. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, it is a little bit battle of the economies. And if you have a stronger economy than your enemy, you will do well. So, yeah, definitely build up economies as best as you can. All right, my leader got Righteous, which reduces crime, which is pretty cool. So I'm sending this fleet here to just repair. It's a little bit faster, well, it's a lot faster to repair at a station. And then the enemy fleet is going to hit some of my bastion stations. So the beautiful thing about protecting my trade lanes with gun batteries is these stations, it's going to fall to them, but it definitely weakened them a bit. It wasn't so much of an easy pushover. Looks like some... Interesting. Some unknown force. This, oh, okay. I know what it is, but you all probably don't. Just destroyed their, trade lane at Formal Hut.
Heretic fleet
Whatever you want to
detected.
call it. And, as a net result, they lost the territory. Alright, so it looks like their fleet is actually retreating a bit. So instead of me retooling, I'm gonna just push up ahead. Oh, but you know what? I can't go through Formal Halt now. Because, there is this... It's being camped temporarily by this, really powerful, unknown entity. I want to know what this Atheli cult is going to do. If they're going to go on the attack again or not. Because then I'll have to swing my fleet south. If they go on the attack, if they don't go on the attack, I can just continue up here. I don't really have the economy to create a second fleet and support a second fleet. Otherwise, I would. But what I'm going to do is get some additional ships out and capture as much territory as I can. Now, the issue with this tribute war is I need to either win or it's sort of a white piece because I haven't made other demands. So, it's important that I do as much damage in the quickest amount of time as possible. Or otherwise, this whole war is for naught. But guys, that's all the time I have for this episode. So, tips, tricks, feedback for me, drop me a line, and I do hope that you tune in next time. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all later. Adios.